I raised my stepdaughter as my own for 15 years, but at her wedding, the only place they had for me was by the exit. Please listen till the end. Don't be offended, okay? But Mom and I talked, and we decided that my dad will walk me down the aisle. I looked silently at Emily. She was sitting across from me at the kitchen table, elbows on the counter, spinning a teaspoon in her fingers. My wife, Linda, stood by the sink with her back to me, pretending to scrub an already clean plate. "Your dad?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Yes." Emily shrugged without looking up. "He's my real father, my blood father. You have to understand it's tradition. The groom, the bride, the groom's parents, and my real parents. For the family photos, it will be more correct. Otherwise, it will look strange. A stranger in the main photos." I looked at Linda. She turned off the water and finally turned around. Her face was tense but stubborn. "Michael, why are you looking like that?" she said in that tone she used to smooth things over. "A girl gets married once. These rituals are important to her. Robert called last week. He said he wants to be part of his daughter's life. He regrets disappearing. Robert had disappeared for 15 years. Emily was 7 when Linda and I got married. I remembered her as a scared first grader with 2 thin braids. I remembered helping her with her handwriting in the evenings. I remembered leaving work to take her to the dentist because Linda couldn't leave her shift. I paid for tutors when she decided to apply to a top university. I paid for all 4 years of college, 3 months ago, when Jason proposed to her. Emily ran to me and said, "Dad, we want a beautiful wedding. Will you help?" Back then, she called me Dad. "Okay." I pushed my cold coffee away. "Robert walks you down the aisle. And where will we sit?" Emily finally looked up. There was relief in her eyes. She was probably expecting me to shout. "Well, at the central table it's me and Jason, his parents, and my parents. And we will seat you at table number 8. There's Aunt Clara, Uncle Tom, cousins. You'll have fun there. You'll be more comfortable, right? You won't have to sit in front of the cameras all evening." "Table 8 near the terrace exit," I clarified. I remembered the seating plan. I had approved it myself with the decorator last week when we made the second payment for the banquet. "Michael, don't get hung up on small things." Linda frowned. "What difference does the table number make? You're not doing all this for a seat at a table you love, Emily." The total wedding budget was $1.6 million. Of that, $1.2 million was my personal savings I had set aside for the last 5 years. Jason, the groom, contributed $200,000. His parents gave another $200,000. Robert, the biological father, hadn't given a single penny in 15 years. "Or now, I heard you," I said. I stood up. "Photos are important. Good night." I went to the bedroom, closed the door behind me, and took off my shirt. There was a strange emptiness in my chest. No anger, no offense, just a ringing, cold clarity. No need to ruin other people's photos with a stranger. I took my laptop out of the nightstand and opened it. On the desktop was a folder called Emily's Wedding. Inside were the contracts, with the White Shore restaurant, the decor agency, the cover band, the host. My signature was everywhere. It was late to call. I opened my email and started writing letters. "Good evening, Mikhail. This is Michael, the client for the banquet on September 14th. Circumstances have changed. We are canceling the reservation. Please send me the refund form tomorrow morning minus the penalty fee. Same to the decorator, same to the host. According to the contracts, if canceled a month in advance, I would lose about 10% of the advances. The restaurant would return almost everything except a $50,000 deposit. The decorators would keep $30,000 for materials already purchased. I quickly calculated I would lose about $100,000. It was an acceptable price to stop being an ATM that they shamefully hide at table 8. By noon the next day, I had filled out all the refund forms. The money from the restaurant hit my account in 2 hours. The rest promised to transfer within 3 working days. In the evening, I returned from work at the usual time. Emily was sitting on the sofa with a laptop, talking on the phone. Yes, I already told the florist we want to replace peonies with hydrangeas. We sat down for dinner. Emily came to the kitchen. Jason sent cake options. Michael, can you look later? We need to pay the remaining $30,000 to the bakery tomorrow. You don't need to pay, I said, without looking up from my plate. And you don't need to call the florist, Emily froze. What do you mean? There is no date anymore, Emily. This morning I canceled all the contracts. Restaurant, host, decor, music. I returned the prepayments to my card. A heavy silence fell over the kitchen. Are you joking? Linda's voice trembled. No, I'm not joking. Yesterday, you very clearly explained my place in this family. I'm a stranger, Mom's husband. My function is to pay a bill of $1.5 million and sit quietly at table 8 so I don't ruin your family photos with your real father. I thought it would be fair if Robert paid for the celebration since he is the real father. Emily's lips trembled. You canceled my wedding. I canceled my financial participation in it. The wedding is in a month. Robert has time to book another restaurant. Let him take out loans, sell his car. Those are your family matters now. Blood family. The next few days, the apartment became a war zone. No one talked to me. On Friday evening, Jason called. Hello, Michael. Is it true you took the money and canceled the restaurant? Emily says you got offended over some seating detail and ruined the wedding. The truth is, I canceled the bookings, Jason, because Emily and her mother decided I would be present as a stranger, and the main role would be played by Robert. I thought it was logical that Robert should pay for the banquet. On the other end, there was a long pause. Emily said it was just Linda's idea, and she herself was against it. On Saturday morning, they tried to apologize. Emily was in tears. Dad, please forgive me. I was an idiot. I wanted a perfect picture like in a movie that I forgot who was actually with me all these years. Dad, we can get everything back. I looked at her, the girl I bought a backpack for in first grade, who I taught to ride a bike. Inside, nothing moved. Trust was completely lost. No, Emily. I looked at Linda. Linda, this apartment was bought before our marriage. I'm giving you a month to find housing. On Monday, I'm filing for divorce. A month later, Emily and Jason just had a small registration at the local registry office. No white dress. Instead of the White Shore restaurant, dinner was at a pizzeria. Robert, the real father, never showed up. Yesterday, I received my divorce certificate. I came into the empty, quiet apartment. No one was discussing napkin colors. No one was demanding I pay bills. No one was telling me my place. I took off my shoes, walked barefoot on the cool tiles, poured myself a strong tea, and sat at the table. Yes, I lost 15 years, but for the first time in a long time, I felt calm and confident.